All right, it's time for us to see the headlines across Nigerian newspapers. And I have with me on a Monday like this, Dr. Dayo Kayode is here. Dr. Kayode, it's good to see you. Good morning.
Good morning, Mike.
Good morning.
Nice seeing you too.
Very good. Good to see you. Thank you. And I have Dr. John here as well. Dr. Good morning.
Happy Monday.
Yeah, happy That is not what everyone says. So many people don't say this.
You just need to create that thing around yourself.
You know. Just psych yourself up.
Yes.
Monday is beautiful.
And sorry, quickly. And that's why I changed from wearing suit and jacket, tie and jacket on Monday
to
wearing native, so that I can give myself that.
That's you.
So those of us wearing tie
all right,
and jacket
just to do my strategy.
Easy strategy, don't worry. Now, let's begin with Abuja Inquirer. Abuja Inquirer says National Convention, APC faces fresh hurdles. Electoral Act demands membership register. Act not retroactive. Party chieftain is saying this. And that's what the Abuja Inquirer is saying. Daily Trust newspaper, APC convention is the focus here, and it says stakeholders perfect consensus list as aspirants intensify lobby. All right, Adamu Almakura, Mustafa Akume, upbeat. All right, they have all picked up nomination forms. High-level consultations ongoing. Party sources saying this. Sheriff quits race. Ali Modu Sheriff, former governor of Borno State, has withdrawn from the race. He says, well, since the party has zoned it to North Central and he is from the Northeast, let him stand aside. From there, let's go to First News. 2023 is the focus here. Aso Villa's permutation revealed. Oshibajo may pair with Zulum, and Aregbesola Dogara ticket likely also. Tinubu's camp forges ahead, relies on direct primaries. Okay, all that on the front page of the First News there. It's called permutation, so you just watch what can likely become. But as we get along, things will take shape. Leadership newspaper. 2023 presidency amid southern agitation, Tambuwal Mohammed Saraki opt for consensus to make position known soon. Atiku declares on Wednesday. All right, all this on the front page of the Leadership newspaper. And then The Nation is where we go next. He says APC convention, Southwest picks Kekemeke or Mishore. All right, Akeredolu warns against interference. Aspirants screening failed to hold yesterday. Senators split on Musa Adamu Almakura. Okay, that's The Nation newspaper. The Punch is saying that APC convention, Southwest governors reject Buhari's allies as secretary and vice chair. External forces trying to impose persons on Southwest, says Akeredolu. Adamu Almakura Musa divide National Assembly over chairmanship race. That's the Punch newspaper. The Nigerian Tribune is next. PDP presidential ticket. Governors Atiku draw battle line. Saraki, Tambuwal, Bala opt for consensus. Ex-vice president declares on Wednesday. Okay. All that on the front page of the Nigerian Tribune. Then let's go to Daily Sun. Daily Sun says Northern PDP aspirants ready for consensus, says Saraki. Party has final say on zoning. Will be saying this, all right? That's Daily Sun. This Nigeria, amended Electoral Act judgment, Malami under fire. Judgment is a grave error, says Falana. Other senior advocate of Nigeria also, lending a voice to that. Senate knocks federal government may appeal ruling. Okay, that's this Nigeria. Business AM is next, and it says Business AM says Igbalo versus SPDC Shell. Yeah, it says 800 billion naira judgment debt. Lawyers file contempt notice against Shell. All that on the front page of the Business AM. And then let's go to Business Day. Business Day says Nigeria's economy unravels at worst time ahead elections. Nigeria's economy unravels at worst time ahead of elections. Okay, that's Business Day. National Economy says Nigeria risks losing 3 trillion naira in 2022 to rising oil theft. Okay, let's look at this by the side. And then Daily Independent says weak oil produce subsidies may erode gains of rising prices. Weak oil production subsidies may erode gains of rising prices. Okay, this is something we also like to talk about. Nigerian News Direct, power outage, federal government to restore electricity nationwide today. Yay! That's what some people say. Yeah, NEPA. That's what they say sometimes. Gas shortage responsible for power outage. Experts are saying this. As Serap charges federal government to probe missing 11 trillion naira electricity fund. Then, the last one we're looking at now, Vanguard energy crisis, 600 naira per litre kerosene hits nation's poor. And the Guardian, stakeholders on workable options as MPC meets today. All right, gentlemen, let's look at these issues on the front page of the National Economy as well as Daily Independent. They are related, kind of. Now, the price of global crude oil, global price of crude oil, seem to be rising with the issues around Russia and Ukraine. And it is, Nigeria being an oil-producing country, it is assumed that the gains, Nigeria will reap the gains. But there are areas here that is in the weak production, and subsidies may erode all of that gain. Also, the issue of rising oil theft. I'd like Dotun to start here because you have been in the grassroots, understanding how these things work at that level. Share with us what's your concern regarding this.
Okay, in the year 2000 and I think 2021, Leiti came up with a report that about $2.7 billion was the amount lost to oil theft in Nigeria. And at that point in time, a whole lot of people were actually alarmed, except the government, because the government has a clear understanding of the fact that unrefined, this thing is getting into the hand of unauthorized personnel and people. But it's not an isolated case, Mike. We are a country that is so blessed that unfortunately the blessings that nature has graciously given to us is almost turning to a burden. Because, for example, if we do not refine within the within our territory, if all we rely on is to get oil and transport it out. Because when you talk about oil theft, it's not limited to breaking the pipeline and actually there were losses that are recorded even in the process of transportation here and there.
On the high seas.
On the high seas. Even to the point that I don't know whether we can continue to capture that in too, to the point that some people we get subsidy. That's the most annoying, Mike. They get subsidy for the fuel that they import into Nigeria. They collect the subsidy on the fuel, only for them never to sell it within Nigeria. They take it to other West African countries. Why? Because it's a bit higher in price in those countries. That's making double gain on Nigeria, or perhaps on Nigerian. You have collected subsidy on a particular product only for you to now take it outside to go and make money. So it's not something that started today. It's been over the time. And unfortunately, all these things have effects on the well-being of Nigeria. For example, we cannot continue to quantify the amount of gas that's been fled. And recently, we knew that package of gas went haywire and everybody was looking for it. Now, Mike, Nigeria has got to a point now, and I'm not going to paint a scary picture. I'm just going to tell you the reality. As at yesterday, I was in Abuja, and I wanted to get back. I could not buy a ticket because the list I got was 110,000 to fly from Abuja to Lagos. Now, I'm always very scared whenever I travel by road from here to my base in Ondo State. Now, as we speak this morning now, Mike, a liter of kerosene is 600 naira. That's what my people in the village are using. 600 naira. Aviation fuel, you cannot mention. Diesel, as we speak now, is hovering between 800 naira and 900 naira. So where is, and as at yesterday, I don't know because we were shouting up NEPA just now. As at yesterday, the total generated megawatt was 3,200 and something. Where do you want to get the electricity
for the entire
I mean generated, not distributed. Yes. Generated.
When federal government says we are going to bring light today, have some level of have some confidence. It's government that is speaking.
As I was getting ready this morning to come to this program, there was light.
You see?
Wait now. Wait now.
Okay.
Unfortunately, my tie was not knotted. As I was trying to knot my tie, they just stood there like, pam. Now tell me, where do we go from there? And this
maybe as we're speaking, light has been restored in your house.
This is federal government. The Saraki is now giving them 7 days ultimatum to look for that 11 trillion naira electricity fund. Where do we go from here? Look at this 3 trillion that is to be lost in 2022 now.
Exactly.
The question is, who are those people that are, let me use this language, thieving this oil? Not stealing now, thieving. Because they use theft there. So let us use that same word, thieving. Who are the people? Is it you or me? Who are those people in charge of loading? Mark you, loading those vessels that takes out crude oil from here to another place. 1. 2. Who owns those small vessels that they have been using to steal or to thief our crude oil? You see, these are questions we need to be asking, and that is why, honestly speaking, I always, at every point in time, appreciate Saraki. Even though there hasn't been that kind of institutional framework that will have allowed them within this political setting to move further than what they are doing. But at least they are doing something. What are we also doing on our own? Now, let us come back to the subsidy issue. The subsidy issue. And what we are supposed to gain. Even the other time, each time we gain all those money from rising prices, international prices, where do we always put that money? Don't we fritter away those money?
Yeah, well, they said they
use the subsidy we're talking about.
Infrastructure.
Where are those infrastructure? Where are those infrastructure? If they have been using our infrastructure, what has happened to our refinery? Is our refinery not part of infrastructure? I was in a particular platform on Saturday, and somebody was telling me about if you want to build a refinery now, it can take 3 years. I say no, go and do your research properly. We don't need all those bogus refineries now. Let us have modular refineries. Even local governments. Any serious local government in this country can have modular refinery with the amount of money that goes to local government.
To serve the
community.
Demand within that area.
Within that area. All right? Not to talk of the amount of, look at 11 trillion naira. It's at a cane. Look at the humongous amount. Look at this again. 3 trillion naira. This 3 trillion naira, will it not build at least one modular refinery? If we are a serious nation?
Right.
And imagine if we now have that. Can you imagine the quantum of economic activities and economic development it will generate in this country? Because by the time you have all those modular refineries, all other residuals will be here. It will create employment. It will kickstart our petrochemical industry. Then other derived employment will also come in.
Yeah.
Like somebody like you now, maybe they now make you to be their PRO there. Your suit will change. Instead of you now using your washing machine, you will give it to a dry cleaner. And that cleaner will come. Do you understand?
You are not talking about yourself.
Like you now, the haulage industry goes for move up. Then all those drivers, they want to eat.
No,
it also improve the
I am happy. I am happy where I am. This calling here is amazing. Please, let's leave that one.
Well, I'm giving examples. You know, the drive there.
All right. No, the point there is, in all of this, how you mentioned earlier that government has all the information. How helpless is government in the face of this? The experts are coming up to say there is so much quantity of theft in the system. There is weak production. There is, when they put all of those together, they are able to arrive at how much we are supposed to gain that we're not gaining. How helpless is government in all of these? Government is running here and there, trying to look for monies to, execute projects, infrastructure. They are borrowing from wherever they can. They are trying to look at the taxes, and all of that. This is monies that we're supposed to be gaining. How helpless is government?
Sorry, don't let me hear you say they are helpless, so please.
Let him answer the...
I think the reality is this phrase, political will. Because at every point in time, if not because we've been in Nigeria or because we've read history so much, we'll have given up and perhaps told people that there's no way forward. But you remember that at every point in time, if any government has a will to do something, irrespective of what happens, they get it done.
Of course.
Let's cite our election as an example. No matter the level, we were discussing the issue of insecurity in Anambra and Abuja day before yesterday, to the point that some IPOP people were going, before the election, they were going to close down hotels, that no hotel must open. That was before the election. Our team that went there, they had to put, this hotel is closed under fumigation, and that was the hotel they were using. But boom, we had the election. Why? Because there was a will. In Borno State, the Nigerian government had the election amidst insecurity because there was a will. Sani Abacha reduced, in 1993, reduced the price of petrol from 5 naira to 3 naira because there was a will. And the man that even put it at 5 naira increased it with over 600%. He moved it with from 70 kobo to 5 naira. That was Shoneko. Anytime you see that there's a will to do something, government gets it done. Mike, there's no will. It's not a matter of whether you are helpless. And the art of leadership, I keep telling people, I received a call yesterday and I explained to the person this what to do, this what to do. And the man was quiet because he was seemingly disappointed in what I told him. Quickly, I got that message and I told him, sir, I am not your friend though. I'm a friend of truth. Don't say because we are friends now that I will not tell you the truth. I'm a friend of truth. If you stand on the path of truth today, you will be my friend. Once you move off, you will be my enemy. It doesn't matter who you are. And that's the art of leadership that I've learned over the time. Those people that are stealing our oil, they are big men in politics. And I'm being sincere with you. It's just like when we're talking about headsmen across the community. I asked a basic question. Those guys that shepherd some of these heads, are they the owners? No. The big men are behind the scene. The same thing you have with oil theft. The problem in Nigeria is this, and I've said it. Everybody just wants to escape the communal poverty. And there seems to be no right and righteous way to escape it. A lot of people have given up and they think there's no right and righteous way to escape it. So they go by the back door. The same reason these guys are stealing, they're big people. It's the same reason why doctors have hospitals here and there and they leave patients to die in the government hospital where they draw their salary. And refer them to private. It's the same reason teachers have private schools all over the community. And the public school will be dying under their care, but their own private schools will be thriving. It's the same reason why journalists get money to slant stories to favor their paymaster. It's a general capacity collapse that I've continued to talk about. But again, we must lay emphasis that the hope that President Buhari brought in 2015 must change Nigeria before it goes. It doesn't matter whether that will happen in 2 months.
Okay, we have
to wrap it here.
That spent our money in Nigerian university because his 2 children graduated there. Have you also forgotten that man?
Well,
where there is a way.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry we
way.
have to wrap it up here. But what all the points you have made are really touching points, and we hope that things change for the better. Dr. John, thank you very much for coming on.
It's a pleasure.
Thank
Mike,
you.
yeah.
Dr. Dayo Kayode, thank you very much for coming.
Thank you for
Thank
having
you.
me.
Right.